Darby O'Darcy, you have been robbed of your ability to sleep by an extra-planar entity of immense power, which means that every night is a sleepless night. You are still adapting to this, of course. But the question is, what is it you do? For instance, right now it's 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Well, I just finished up making little pipe cleaner crafts of all of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I normally start with something fun earlier in the evening. And then it's around this time, sometime between 2 and 4 a.m., that things get a little bit weirder in my brain. And so tonight I'm writing stories about where I think all the creatures I've banished have gone.
Indeed. What is your idea about one of them? Do they all go to the same place, or do they go to different places?
No, they all go to different places, really specific to them. So, like the hunger monster from a long time ago. So sometimes it's a place where it might not be that friendly, but most of the time by the end of the stories, it's someplace I think they'd want to go. So for the hunger monster, they're in basically a giant candy store that just extends for eternity.
Elemental plane of candy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I want to be.
That has a remarkably C.S. Lewis-esque energy to it.
Because every time, at first I was just writing a lot of descriptions of all of the candy, and then I started writing about what would happen when I would eat each type of candy. Like maybe eat isn't even the right word. It's like consume.
Mm-hmm.
And how it would change, like when it eats a lollipop, it enters a sort of trance until it feels its entire self get licked down into its essence and almost disappear. And then it pops back open into the candy store. And then it goes and it has some like Twizzlers. But when it has the Twizzlers, it just starts to dance and dance and dance and dance. And then dance with all the other candy. And the entire store is dancing. And it's beautiful. And it feels so loved. And
yeah. Your mind is sent to wander in these long hours, and it is a blessed coincidence that your skills and interest as a writer are growing, and so you now have outlet for these flights of fancy that have replaced your dreams. The nights are long, sometimes they're short, but sometimes they're long. And you've noticed over the past few days that you're becoming more hyper aware of sounds in the night because there are just fewer of them. 2d6 plus sharp.
6.
I'll give you a choice. Do you want to not hear something good or hear something bad?
Yeah, choice.
All right, well, fine.
Uh-oh.
Fine.
Oh.
No.
You're going to hear something and it will be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want it to come from this earth or not from this earth?
Not from this earth.
Gotcha. How's that for a choice there, Zlobs? Yeah, you
We're watching Blittle League next door.
Marissa, close your door.
Is that what Darby heard? Not from his
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, I was going to go into a weird, mysterious sound, but no. You hear laughter in the distance, but it didn't sound like human laughter. It sounded like something approximating human laughter, like someone played a record of human laughter.
Huh.
And then it goes away. It's clipped at the end instead of fading away as laughter does.
I'm going to take out the Polaroid from my pocket dimension and just see what it shows right now.
Yeah, that's weird. The logo of the Transit Trillium. Like a super close-up shot of like most of the logo, like off of someone's like chest badge.
That's weird. I think I'm going to go take a little nighttime flight around town and see if... I don't think it was in my head, but just see if it clears my head or if I hear anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, you get up and do an arc. You fly over Zlobs' house, just in your circuit. Zlobs, what is on the roof of your house that shouldn't be right now?
Oh God, it's a kiddie pool.
Yeah. Full of water or not?
No.
No.
Corn cobs.
Yeah.
Well, I got to investigate that.
Yeah.
Corn cobs.
I'm going to start...
Zlobs is passed out in a kiddie pool of corn cobs.
He seems happy. He's definitely breathing. That is a remarkable number of corn cobs. That is the work of one 11-year-old. That is a dedicated 11-year-old, at least when it comes to the consumption of corn on the cob.
Food.
But yeah, he's stone cold asleep in a kiddie pool on his roof.
I'm going to leave him here for a minute and go fly over to Mindy's house.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mindy, Nana Mathers's light in her room is on. What is it that she's doing?
I'm not sure what she's doing because she's in her special room, which usually means she's doing some kind of work.
Yeah. So, yeah, Darby, you kind of fly over Mindy's house and you look and you see there's one light on in the place and it's Nana Mathers's room. And then you see like a couple of like quick like flashbulb flashes that kind of blind you and you kind of instinctually like bank and get a brass ring up in front of your eyes. And as you kind of swoop and make another pass, there clearly was some kind of motion sensing camera that now like snapped a couple of shots of you. And as you're kind of doing a second pass, Nana Mathers appears in the window and looks up at you.
Hi, Nana.
Hi, Darby.
Hi. Sorry to come by so late at night.
It is awfully late.
I couldn't sleep, and I heard something.
Come in. She opens the window a little wider.
Something feels kind of off. Things always feel a little off late at night, but tonight I heard a noise, and I found Zlobs asleep on his roof
Mm-hmm.
in a kiddie pool of corn.
Well, at least he's eating his vegetables.
That's a good point, actually.
Hmm.
And so then I wanted to come over here to see if anything strange was going on, and just check in to make sure Mindy was okay.
Well, I haven't knocked on her door since I said goodnight. I would assume she is fine, but you are more than welcome to check if you're quiet.
Did you hear anything a few minutes ago?
I was in my workshop.
Okay.
Should I have heard something?
I don't think so. I think just I heard. I think it was just something I would hear.
You're having trouble sleeping?
Yeah. I don't anymore, actually.
Mindy, did you tell Nana Mathers about this?
I haven't told her about the inevitable yet. I'm a little nervous to bring up that whole adventure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Nana Mathers is looking at you, Darby, with a mask of concern. But below that, there are wheels turning. Would you like something to help you sleep?
I don't think there's anything on this earth that would help me sleep. If you had something, I would try it, but I don't think...
She fixes you. So there's a... she has a, like, kind of a little pour-over, like, kind of coffee pot right next to her, kind of couch in her room. And she kind of fixes you essentially a peppermint tea and adds to it a number of, like, herbs, and she cracks open this, like, tiny little glass vial, and you hear, like, the sound of a violin, and then she, like, pours that in, and she mixes it. It's very good.
That's delicious, Nana.
I drink that every night before I go to sleep. When I go to sleep.
Do you need it to fall asleep?
That's a very interesting question. I don't think I have the answer. There's some things in life that you do out of habit. Or you do because you think you need to, but it becomes a habit. And then maybe you're doing it because you need the habit. In any event, it is in an hour or so. If you are capable of getting sleepy, you will in about an hour. At minimum, it's high in antioxidants.
I'll take it. Do you mind if I go check on Mindy now?
Of course.
Thank you, Nana. I don't often see people in the middle of the night, so.
Well, I'm awake more often than not at this time. The older you get, the less sleep you need.
Probably shouldn't have told me that. I'm going to start taking my night flights over here every night.
Well, if my window's open, you're more than welcome to pop by and say hello.
Oh. Thank you.
Out the door, down the hall, Mindy's door. You obviously know it well.
I'm just going to peek in.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to see if I can hear her breathing.
Mindy, can she hear you breathing?
Yep. Hi, Darby.
Mindy! Sorry.
Yeah?
Sorry. Did I wake you up?
I was already awake. I felt uneasy feelings from the room next door. You nervous about something?
Yeah. I was up writing, and I heard the sound of laughter but it didn't feel like it was from here. Like, it didn't feel like it was like from our plane or from the earth, or it wasn't human. And so I wanted to see if I could find it and make sure that you and Zlobs were okay. I don't know if Zlobs is okay. He's on the roof of his house in a kiddie pool filled with corn. I left him there. It just seemed best. But it has me I don't know. I hear weird things at night now. I feel like I know the individual sounds of the birds outside my house, but this was different.
Do you think the sound was coming from outside, or do you think it was maybe coming from inside your head? It can be difficult to tell sometimes.
I think it was coming from inside my head. Or it didn't sound like it was physically outside my window or something, but it also...
I'll take a look if you want me to. I don't need to eat breakfast for a while.
Okay.
Mindy, 2d6 plus weird. This is going to be investigate a mystery, but we can let you use weird.
Oh, thanks. 10.
You can ask 2 questions from the investigate a mystery list. R.E. this weird disembodied non-human laughter.
What sort of creature was it?
Okay. Now here's how I will tell you how you discover this before I tell you what it is.
All right.
Tapping into an angelic mind is a path to madness. Because as you kind of sink into it, the geometry gets strange. You start dealing with divine geometry and the weird, kind of non-Euclidean physics of the memory of heaven, and time becomes odd. And so it's one of those things where you can communicate with Darby psychically. You can touch memories of this plane and do those things. But once you start drifting through the clouds into the celestial spheres, then things start getting wild.
You know what's weird? I think that ever since we went to the pocket dimension and then to that other very different place, I feel it's still very difficult to be inside Darby's mind, but I feel somehow a little bit more equipped for it.
Yeah. It's, you're still 10,000 feet below the surface of the water, but now it's like you have a pressurized diving suit. There's almost a layer of protection's not the right word, but you're a little more used to existing in so alien a space.
Yeah, it's more like I'm not quite so ready to toss my cookies as soon as I get down there.
Yeah, exactly. You're able to handle the depths or the heights, I suppose. So you kind of start leafing through the Rolodex of Darby's recent thoughts. And you're expecting them to be very, very terrestrial. But when you hear the laughter that Darby heard, you get that really dramatic pressure change, like you're suddenly 10,000 feet below the surface of the water. So, was your question, what sort of creature was it? The answer was an angel.
Oh.
You heard an angel laugh. And you think it was on Darby's street.
Oh. Okay. Where did it go?
Yeah. Sullivan Square Station.
That's okay. That's all the way across town.
you kind of let your mind drift. And it's one of those things where you can just, an angel. Okay, there's one right here. And it's almost like you kind of echolocate for a similar shape in the ether. And yeah, you feel that warm alien radiance kind of that way. So there's an angel on the orange line right now.
Angel on the orange line.
Okay, Darby. It did not come from inside your head. It came from outside on your street. It probably felt like it was because it was an angel. So kind of came from the same place as you. And now it's on the orange line.
On the T?
Mm-hmm. Yep. At Sullivan Square Station.
Huh. Okay. Mindy, why don't I... Do you want to come along? I need to go investigate. I need to go find out who this is.
Would you like a hand?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I could drop you off with Zlobs and you all can meet me there and I'll fly over.
Sure. I'm up.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'll drop you over on his roof.
Oh.
We can walk. I'll fly the rest of the way.
It's not too far.
Okay. I don't want to make you even more queasy. No thanks.
Well, yeah. Why don't we oh, you know what? I've got a couple razor scooters in the garage.
Perfect.
And so thusly
over to Zlobs.
Yeah.
Thusly equipped, you all make it to Zlobs, and Zlobs, does the sound of razor scootering wake you up, or do they have to come up to the roof?
Oh, they gotta come up the roof. Currently, if Zlobs didn't get woken up by the sheer amount of crows that are currently on him, scooters aren't going to wake him up.
Yeah, and these are incredibly assertive crows.
Yes, he is in a corn coma right now.
Yeah, it's just when you want corn, you just got to get after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
is
Darby,
that Poe up there with Zlobs?
Oh no.
Well, it would be impossible to tell if I had not once shared a psychic connection with that crow, but I suppose I know for sure.
All right. Do we let's roll for it. Is that Poe, Charlotte Yeager's crow?
Oh no.
Darby, you roll for it. 2d6 plain as the day is long. A partial or higher, and it's Poe.
11.
Poe flew in from Waltham for some free corn.
Slabs. I'm gonna fly up and go get him.
Yep. You do, and like Poe, I mean, there's a ton of crows. Poe looks up at you and then kind of like leaps to the edge of the roof and looks down at Mindy, and like you, Mindy, and Poe share like a knowing look before Poe then gets back to eating corn. Zlobs, it's not dawn, yet you are awake.
Hey, Darby.
Zlobs.
What?
How'd you get up here?
You climbed.
What happened with the corn?
I ate it.
Where'd the corn come from?
The store.
You bought all of this corn?
Some of it, yeah.
What about the kiddie pool?
It's from the garage.
You brought the kiddie pool up and then you filled it with corn and then you got in here and then you fell asleep?
Well, I had to inflate it first.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't finish. Do you want some corn?
Nope. Slabs, we've got important business.
Why did you hit it off the roof?
Slabs, you've had so much corn.
Yeah.
That's going to go right through you.
Probably. I got a couple hours.
You can't make bathroom stops. Okay. Here's the deal.
Yeah. What's up? Is everyone okay?
I think
Hi,
so.
Mindy.
There's an angel on the orange line. And I don't know why they're here, but it's an angel, so I need to go figure it out. And Mindy helped me find out what it was. So Do you want to come along? Do you want
Of
to meet
course I
another
do.
angel?
It sounds great. Am I driving?
That, or
Yes,
you can use the
please.
razor scooter.
No, I want to drive. I
Okay.
press a button on my glasses to summon scope.
I'm gonna fly over
does
there ahead of you, though.
Does Scope talk?
Oh, of course it does. It's very robotic right now. It's smart, but it's not very smart. If that makes sense.
Good morning, owner of car.
Good morning, Scope. Is it good? Did you sleep well?
No.
That's fine. Can you bring Listerine over, please?
The time is 3:45 a.m. Listerine will arrive at 3:45 a.m. Listerine, which is parked outside, just turns on.
Yes, thank you.
Your car is here.
I jump off the roof. Wow.
I try to catch Zlobs because I get nervous about him, but I don't get there in time, so he just whacks me in the face on the way down.
Oh,
and I
no.
fall down.
Oh, Mindy, no,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Mindy, oh no, now you're covered in corn. I didn't towel
Yeah,
off.
Mindy, you take one harm from corn and Zlobs.
Sorry, Zlobs. I thought you were falling.
Yes, I was. Thank you. I appreciate the effort.
Zlobs, I could have flown you down.
No, I'm fine. I take off my corn armor and I exchange it for my regular armor in the back of Listerine.
Done and done.
I use my corn towel to
Just
clean up.
and
Why do you have so much corn-specific stuff?
Is it because it's
Aren't you a psychic? Why would you know? Get in the car. We're going to Sullivan. Oh wait. Where are we going?
Sullivan Square?
All right,
Can I
Sullivan
sit in the
Square.
front seat?
Of course you can.
Thanks.
Do you want to sit in the driver's seat? And I can have Scope drive us?
Could
Okay.
you maybe drive?
Oh, okay. I'll drive.
I trust you more.
And with that, a war truck full of Little Leaguers and an angel drive across town to Sullivan Square. Now, no matter the time of night, there's always some traffic in Sullivan Square. It abuts this big rotary, and there's always brake lights and things like that. Except for right now. There are cars, and actually there are brake lights, but they're not moving. They're abandoned. They've been abandoned in a hurry because you are driving up just in time to witness what appears to be a rather fast-moving street fight between a couple of the Kamev electrics and a couple of the Kamev hydraulics. One of the Kamev hydraulics, specifically their leader, Zap Flanagan, has some kind of brick-launching cannon
Oh,
that he is firing bricks really fast at Wet Jennings and Voltage Grid Bias, who are essentially like shouting at him to calm down.
This is in Somerville, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take off and then just land directly in between them with my sword out and just yell, "Everybody settle down!"
2D. So that sounds like a manipulate someone roll. 2d6 plus charm, please.
Oh,
I will give you a +1 though, as an angelic descent with
Doesn't.
brass wings is. What'd
it's
you
still just a 6.
I see. You land. Everybody settle down. Like, brass wings gleaming under the street lamps. Zap Flanagan, kind of like swings this brick launcher around and like sees you and decides not to shoot you, but kind of lets a volley of bricks kind of fly upwards and smash through one of the concrete pillars that is holding up the I-93 overpass. And you're starting to hear some rather unsettling cracking noises. The fight is still going on, by the way. All right. Who's going next?
Is there a mech? Or someone in a mech?
So Zap Flanagan has a crude suit of power armor.
I hit it with the truck.
The question is whether or not
Oh.
he's wearing it. So, Zlobs, the question is Zap Flanagan wearing his power armor?
Of course, I wouldn't hit someone not wearing power armor.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
It's a deterrent, not a weapon.
It's a deterrent, exactly. So you're going to hit him with Listerine. This power armor that he's wearing, he has apparently improved it since last you saw it, because now it has like a really overbuilt right arm that is capable of holding like essentially a giant machine gun that launches bricks instead of bullets. So let's this definitely is a kick some butt roll. So why don't you give me 2d6 plus tough, please?
12.
Good heavens. All right. Well, we can pick from the 12 plus list on kick some butt.
Ooh.
Do you deal double damage, take no damage at all? All sunflowers gain +1 on their next roll. Or do you drive Zap Flanagan into the darkness?
Oh, right into the darkness. Ha ha!
Yeah, so like the way this kind of works out is like Darby lands, everybody stop! Zap Flanagan, like kind of his eyes go wide, he like fires bricks upward, smashes through the concrete, I-93 shudders overhead, and then at 40 miles an hour, Listerine slams into him and kind of blasts him, power armor and all, sliding towards Santilli Circle.
Mindy is just holding on to the ceiling handle and screaming.
Yeah, this is a lot. Things have escalated very fast. And with kind of a couple of, half-hearted, this isn't over, Electrics! This isn't over! You're gonna respect me! He's like leaking hydraulic fluid everywhere, and he kind of like bounds his way towards like an MBTA service door.
If you're gonna fight, do it in Cambridge. Don't do it in Somerville.
Wet Jennings and Voltage Grid Bias are here, and they both look at you and thank you. And in the distance, they hear police sirens, and so they get out of there in a hurry. Anyway, the three of you are here, and you're pretty sure I-93 is about to collapse. What do you do?
I am going to I'm going to try to sense any drivers that are approaching this area and telepathically let them know to hit the brakes.
2d6 plus weird, please.
8.
All right. The partial success means that you do succeed, but 93 ends up coming down. So
God.
Yeah, the part of I-93 that is like directly over the road outside of Sullivan Square, essentially like a 10-foot sized hole kind of forms in it, and a bunch of debris falls down. Thankfully, no one falls through that hole to the street below, because you've told everyone up there to hit the brakes. And a bunch of cars do, and you hear like the honking of horns and whatnot. And yeah, you kind of look up, and like there are a couple of like concerned drivers looking down at you. Darby, 2d6 plus sharp, please.
7.
All right, partial success. That is enough to see her. Kind of running towards you rather quickly from the T station is Coriander Bolson, the catcher of the Transit Trillium. Hey, kids.
Coriander? What's going on?
Responding to the fight. This is right outside of T-Stop.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the electrics and the hydraulics are having some sort of fight. I don't know what the cause was, though.
Oh, well, who could say? Teenagers work in mysterious ways. Ain't that right, kids?
That's so true.
So cool.
Coriander, as always, has like a headphone in one of her ears, and like the other headphone is like dangling out, and you hear like the faint sound of ska, like just kind of wafting.
Scope, play Dropkick Murphys.
Song not found. I will sing it. And Scope begins loudly singing through the speakers of your car.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? I'm not insecure about this other catcher. Who's cool?
No, not at all. No,
No.
it's not like Coriander Bolson is the literal coolest person you've ever met.
Top two.
Top two. Yeah, she pulls a like there's like a patch that is like held in place with a bunch of safety pins, and she kind of reaches into it and like pulls out a first aid kit. Any of you kids hurt?
No, and I also carry a travel-sized first aid kit. So
Right on.
yeah. Oh, I also know about what's in a first aid kit.
All right. Very smart. That's what the sunflowers always are.
Oh, that's very kind.
And the trilliums as well
Mhm.
are also very smart.
Hey. How's winter
Speaking
practice
of,
going?
That's great. It's
Good.
it's weird being like the older kids there because you gotta lead by example and you can't goof off as much.
Yeah, same, right?
Ugh.
Now that I'm the oldest for the trillium, all of a sudden
You gotta set good examples.
You gotta set a good example.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I just want to play sometimes,
I know, right?
I'm really sorry to interrupt this bonding session. But Coriander, we need to go into Sullivan Station because I think there might be someone there I need to meet.
Well, it's all closed up for the night, so obviously you're going to want to follow me because I have a key.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, come on.
Thanks.
Thanks. I mean, I have a key right here. But
So that's a grenade.
yeah, it's a multi-tool skeleton key.
Right on. All right, yeah, come on. And yeah, so you like mundane response, like the fire department, the actual non-Little League fire department shows up and they start quarantining off the street. You drive Listerine out into like the service parking lot.
Oh no, Scope, please do laps.
I will do laps.
Great.
Set designation.
Infinite loop.
Scope drives due west towards San Diego.
Oh no. That's fine.
I can turn him around at some point. Anyway, so you head into Sullivan Station. You kind of walk through the main gates, and transit kind of unlocks the door. Darby, 2d6 plus sharp.
7.
Do you want to notice something about the station or something about Coriander Balsam?
Oh. About Coriander.
Coriander is not making eye contact with you, Darby. Like talking to you, but is like more or less engaging almost entirely with like Mindy and Zlobs. And so you head in there, and you head down to the platform, and it's just like that bracing cold night air, like just a long stretch of tracks in either direction. They're like repositioning trains at this hour. So like after you're down there for a minute or two, like an outbound train like whips by totally empty and only the lights in the front car are on.
It's kind of serene.
Coriander?
Yeah.
Do you know if anyone's been in the station since it shut down in the last hour or so?
Geez. Like who?
Like a mysterious character?
Like whoever I think you're thinking about right now?
What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
It's time to read Coriander's mind, I think.
Sure. 2d6 plus weird, please.
What a setup. Darby just like passed the ball, and then Mindy was already up there to stand on it.
Ready to 2d6 plus weird?
Yeah.
12.
Okay.
I know everything Coriander knows.
You are instantly 10,000 feet below the surface. Coriander, and this is because you got a 12, does not know you're in there. You can ask one question of any kind about Coriander Walson.
Is it one question plus a secret, or is it one question and I can ask what is their secret, but then I don't ask anything else?
You get one thing that has a question mark in it. But it could be anything at all.
Okay. Okay. Here's my question. Here's my question. This is my strategy. My question is, what are the things that Coriander doesn't want me to know?
Oh my God. You just got like, here, you can have anything. It was like, can I have anything plus more? That's what you just did.
One question. What are whatever things, multiple or otherwise, including or not, who was here, that Coriander Balson is keeping from
This is how you get bad news. This is how you get more bad news than intended.
Coriander Balson, sure, there are several things. Coriander Balson is aware of what the birth of the universe looked like.
What?
What the heck?
Yeah. Coriander Balson's mission for as long as Darby has been on Earth has been to observe Darby. Coriander Balson also doesn't want you to know that she thinks Zlobs is fairly cool.
Oh.
And Coriander Balson definitely doesn't want you to know that she is a specific type of angel called a domination, and that her name is really Muriel.
That's like a whole page. Mindy, you're vibrating.
Here, you.
Oh, sorry. Mindy. Yes. We need to get some. Coriander.
Yeah, what's up?
Are there any snacks here?
Oh yeah, I could use a snack.
Donut Shop's closed until morning, but there is a soda machine.
Oh, could you go get me a soda?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Be right back.
Thanks so much. Okay, listen up.
Oh
What's
God!
going on?
Why you just climbed on top of me?
We don't have much time. Coriander Balson is an angel. Something called a domination angel. Domination angel.
Yeah,
I don't know what
domination
it is.
angel.
Darby, you know what that is.
Coriander. Yeah, Coriander Balson. She was put here to keep an eye on you, Darby. And also she knows what the birth of the universe looked like. And Zlobs, she thinks you're pretty cool.
Only pretty cool?
She thinks you're pretty cool.
Oh.
Darby, she's been here since you've been here, and she's watching you. And she doesn't want any of us to know, and she doesn't know that we know. Okay? Okay, she's coming back.
She can't know that I know.
Everybody calm down.
Ice cold.
Oh,
Wow, thank you. You are.
All right. So anyway, what are we looking for?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's a domination? No one explained it to me. And
It was a game. It was a game we
Game!
were talking about.
Yeah, we were just talking about
It
a
was
video
game
game
we were talking about.
called Ultimate Domination.
hmm
It's about taking
I'm
over
so
the
bad
world.
at it.
We're all bad at it.
Things get awful quiet. And it's the middle of the night, and so there are sounds. But the sounds fade away. And it's getting lighter out, not from the sun, just because, I don't know, the light shining down from heaven's shining a little brighter right now, maybe? You are in a perfectly set moment in time. And that moment is not going to continue until Muriel decides that it will. Psychic.
What?
What?
What did you say?
What?
Zlobs, in response to your question, a domination is an angel that is meant to adjudicate what goes on Earth.
Mm-hmm. That's
Ensure
pretty
that,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ensure that
You always just get cooler, huh? You just like, oh, I guess I'm an angel. That's just like a judge angel. That's cool.
Zlobs.
What?
domination are sent to Earth rarely, and for incredibly good cause, by people that, shall we say, are, well, not people at all and way above my pay grade, though technically I don't get paid. At the exact moment that Darby decided to manifest a form as a human, in that exact moment, down to the briefest single slice of time, I manifested in this form. So I have been Coriander as long as Darby's been Darby.
Whoa.
And you've been here to observe me.
Yes.
How am I
Not
doing?
too closely, and not to influence your actions. You are your own person.
Mm-hmm.
Then why?
Because there are interested parties.
Like who?
I don't think I want to say.
Maybe it's better for me not to know.
I think so.
But what happens to you now that I know who you are?
See, that I don't know. I'm observing you, and they're observing me, and considering the fact that we're both sitting right here means I need to continue on. There is no report that I am meant to give. There is no judgment I am meant to eventually settle on. I am here simply to observe what you do, and maybe try to glean the why. You are the subject of great debate.
Good.
Man.
Could I ask you something, since we've never spoken so openly like this before?
Of course.
If you don't want your friends to hear the answer, and if you're willing to answer, they don't have to. But I'm curious. And I've been curious, technically, for the whole of my entire existence. So I'd love to know. Why'd you want to steal that book?
Because I wanted to get someone back. When I was training, I banished my best friend from heaven. They said that if I was able to, that meant that they weren't holy. And that they shouldn't be there, but I don't believe that. And so I was going to get them back.
Hmm.
And they told me that they went to hell. So that's what I needed to do.
And you've already been to hell.
2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I wanted to stay, but I made a promise. And so I sealed up the hole and I came back. I don't even know if that's where they are now.
Well, a denizen of heaven, lost in hell, they could be anywhere. They would be as interesting and compelling and as much a source of debate as you are, I suppose.
You could ask John Prince.
Hmm.
He's got connections.
Hmm.
It's true.
He's like 2 princes of hell smushed together.
Who's John Prince?
Oh, he's a demon that we let out of hell. A prince of hell. I think what?
Zlobs. We didn't let
He's-
him out.
Well, we didn't make
We struck a deal.
deal with him. So
Well,
I let out the wrong demon, basically. But it was the only way that we could get Declan back.
which kingdom was it again? It was fraud. Yeah, that's one, fraud.
wasn't so much a deal as it was we.
Pythias, the Prince of Fraud,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, technically,
is here.
well, okay.
Yes.
So it's I think they merged with another Pythias.
Yeah, sort
I'm
of
very
a
confused. Yeah, it's like a
Prince
double
of Hell
pit.
squared sort of thing.
Yeah, a double Pythias.
From ours and another reality. He
Mhm.
walks among us now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
He's gone corporate.
Mhm.
I feel like this is not going to help me in the debate.
Mm-mm.
Coriander or Muriel. At this point, I think we're just going to call her Muriel. She and Darby, you can see it. You know what it looks like when an angel's trying to hold it together. And Coriander is not, and so she is bedecked in the vestments of heaven all of a sudden. Which Zlobs and Mindy, for you, it's like staring directly into the sun.
I put down my shades.
And yeah, she kind of stares up into the night sky for a moment and kind of thinks through things. Darby, you can practically hear her thoughts because they're like a waterfall. Before eventually she kind of folds back in on herself and is just standing there wearing a black denim jacket again. Your time thus far has been complicated. You do great good. But the powers that you brought with you from heaven, the powers that somehow you convinced Nakir to give you, make you unique, good, but powerful, and thus complicated within the narrow constraints of the ethical framework of mortal beings. Where we go from here, I don't know. You know I'm an angel. You all do. I know you're an angel. Here we are just knowing each other.
Well, we don't have to tell anyone if you don't want.
Yeah, we can go to the squeeze. It's open this late.
We're very good at keeping secrets from almost everybody.
This friend of yours, Darby, even with all that is, even all that happened, everything, the things you've done, the choices you've made, the punishments you've meted out. If you had a choice right now between coming home and saving your friend, what would you choose?
I would save my friend. I have a home here.
Time starts flowing again. Coriander Bolson cracks open her soda. She thinks for a moment. Have a great season, sunflowers. Nana Mathers takes a sip of her tea and returns to work. She's using some weird mix of kind of bottled magic and computer-aided drafting because she's speccing out some kind of blueprint kind of in 3D. It's just kind of floating in front of her. And she's just kind of pondering it. And she kind of nods, makes some notes in a book. And then rests her cup on this kind of big glass jar. She uses it as a table. At the top of the jar, which is technically the bottom because it's flipped upside down, is this little plaque. 002. We'll end it right there.
Oh my God.
Wait.
John.
Oh.
John, I'm upset. I threw my pen at John.
What does it mean? What does that mean?
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to
John?
episode 60 of Blittle League. If you want to catch the other